And now they are being rewarded by the Lord for it. The first church, the Ephesian church, their own is loss of their first love. I don't want to read it. I might read one or two, maybe. I don't want to read this one because you know it. Ephesians chapter 2 from verse 1 to 7. Their challenges, first love. And with the loss of the first love, Jesus said they have stopped doing their first work. So you see the two problems. Your love goes cold. The things you used to do for the Lord also goes with it. You know how you used to give. You know how dedicated you used to be for the Lord. So somebody asked me, Pastor David, I knew you. This guy was with us in secondary school. I gave my life to Christ in secondary school at the age of 12. I knew how hot you were for the Lord. All the revival that happened in our school. You carried it. You went on campus. Stepped it to another level. You left campus. I don't understand. I met him in the US. He has... the temperature is now minus something degrees. He said, how come? How are you able to maintain? How do you overcome this? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you something. What actually kills love? See finish. After a while, familiarity. After a while, you start taking people, maybe your husband or your wife, for granted. You stop doing what you were doing when you were pursuing them. To stay in love, you have to go back to those things you were doing to catch that girl. That's what you need to keep doing to stay in love. To keep your first love is not hard. Just go back to the time you came to Christ. I think somebody wrote a song. He said, take me back to... What kills first love? You know too much. You've seen too much. What have you seen? Not Jesus disappointing. Not Jesus failing. But you've seen too much from your fellow brothers and sisters. You've seen betrayals. You've seen hurts. You've seen people not keeping their word. You've seen people say one thing and there are another thing. After a while of experiencing things like this, betrayals, hurts, and all of that, if you're not careful, you forget that you didn't come to Christ because of that person. You forget that you did not come to serve the pastor. You forget that you did not come. You know, all of a sudden you switch to that negative mindset. You become cynical. You become a fault finder. I've seen enough to kill my love for Christ. I've seen enough to kill my love for brethren. I've seen all sorts. I've seen failures of different levels, even among ministers. But one thing is clear. They are not perfect. Me that is seeing it, I'm not perfect. And they are not the ones that died for me. Don't let another person's behavior, don't let what somebody else did to you affect your faith. And I need to warn you, don't let somebody send you to hell and the person end up in heaven. Because that guy can repent tomorrow. And you have thrown away precious gold, diamond that God gave you. Your faith is not for sale. Something happened in my school. Very hot believer, young, started listening to this guy who, his father was a pastor. But there were problems in the church where the father was pastoring and he was not treated well and they kicked him out and a lot of injustice was done to the father. This young boy that was on fire because of what happened to his father lost his love for Christ, and then went cold and started opposing everything he believed. And so he poisoned this young believer. Not young, another believer. All of us were in school serving God. He poisoned that one. Told him all kinds of nasty things. Don't believe in all these junks, all these church things. And that one backslid. They went for a party somewhere. On their way from that party, accident happened. He died in that motor accident. I know the modern day preachers will tell you that he went to heaven. He didn't. Stop lying. He didn't. Yeah. These are some of the things you will see in those epistles. You see some body of believers. Jesus threatened them that I will remove your name from the book of life. You see another one. He said, you see this thing? You will not be hurt by the second death. For this thing. That means he's telling the church that even Christians can go to hell. I don't care what your preacher that you are listening is telling you. This is the person that sets the exam. The beauty of the Bible is it's an open book exam. You can stand and be telling yourself whatever you like. You are misinterpreting Pauline writings. You forget that Jesus came before Paul and he's one finishing. The four gospels came, the epistles in between, and Jesus, the book of Revelation, to end it up. Just in case. And part of why he's doing that is that some people are misinterpreting the writings of the epistles to mean what God did not mean.